My name is Ron Barrett, and in my time I've created a couple of companies, both e-commerce companies that have done well over $30 million in shipping costs. First one was an electric bicycle company back in 2003. My latest company is this one, linentablecloth.com, and we peaked in 2016 at over $30 million in shipping. So I do know a little bit about shipping, and the purpose of this video is to help small businesses who may not know as much to get up to speed and not make some of the mistakes that I made. Maybe I should talk a little bit about the lawsuit. We were overbilled by my estimate somewhere between $2 and $3 million. And when I brought it to UPS's attention, of course, they didn't want to give any money back. They stalled me for about a year, went through 3 different representatives magically. You know, when I started withholding payments, it turned into a standoff. They shut off my accounts, and then 10 months later, they sued me, and then I countersued. But enough of that. The only reason I mention it is because in the lawsuit, I learned an awful lot of billing practices that UPS engages in that they don't want customers to know. And I'm going to tell you them all in the course of this series. If you're a small business and you're looking for some information about how to do shipping, keep your costs down, most e-commerce companies, actually most companies, shipping is the second largest cost in doing business after your cost of goods. Like in our case, our cost of goods are somewhere between 40 and 50%, so that's the cost to produce the product. And then shipping is somewhere between 10 and 25%, depending on how big you are, how good you are at negotiating your rates with the carriers. For us, we had it down as low as 9.5% in 2016, and then it skyrocketed to 22% by 2018, which just about sunk our company. And that was the whole impetus for the conflict and the lawsuit that ensued. When you first start out, you may think, well, I'll just use the post office. That's a good option. USPS is good. If you're shipping small items, anything under 1 pound, yeah, nobody touches USPS in price. If that's your business, you sell diamond rings, God bless you. That's great. You only need to use USPS. I have a friend who has, I'll mention him, his name is Optics Factory. Lucky for him, like 90% of what he ships, he can ship through USPS. But if you've got larger packages, like we do here, then you're going to need to use a small parcel carrier. You have one of 2 choices realistically, the duopoly of UPS or FedEx. And I'll go into both of those choices throughout this series and let you know my thoughts on it. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit skewed to one of those carriers. There are some regional carriers like OnTrack, for example, or Pitney Bowes, or I was just contacted by Amazon. It looks like Amazon as of today, which is October 18, 2024, Amazon is entering the space. Yay! We need more competition. And take that, UPS. You're going to have to change your ways and be more honest. What are the pitfalls of these carriers? Well, OnTrack, and I just looked this up today, only ships to about 68% of United States addresses. So for example, if you only ship to customers in California, well, they cover 100% of all California addresses. So that's beautiful. I suggest you go negotiate with OnTrack. But if you've got to cover the entire country, then you're kind of stuck with UPS or FedEx. If you can diversify, I highly suggest you do it. All right, so let me wrap up this intro. As a small business, here are your options. You've got one of the 2 large carriers, or you can try to use a hybrid of one of the large 2 carriers, USPS, and maybe throw in Pitney Bowes or OnTrack or one of the smaller regional carriers as well.